versus 2 versus 1. There is a very long angle attempted He's going to get out of there before the pressure starts to surround.
Exothermic, that will open up Geisha's side.
Back alive!
That's painful. FaZe have been really struggling finding the openings into the actual map they're looking for. Not only on the kill count, but also just into the building. Consistently being stuck down, held down by the side of SSG. Refuse to fall back.
Benja feeling and looking a bit more alive. This map is trying to lean himself onto the samurai window. Take a strike at anyone outside. The encircling, the tracks, the players on towards Terrace door, but it's KDS fault. You can see he's eagerly sort of saying, I know someone else is going to show up. I have to find a way to fight my way out of this. They go in the blind, and Bolt gets blind, and Bolt gets straight out, at least for his life. With the death elsewhere, it leaves Forest and J9O alone. Vidic scratched on arrival. Not enough to get the drop on him. There's Forest for the cover from the Black Stairs. J9O's been able to slip his way into a slightly better position, but as Vidiking gets one more, it leaves just J9O. Good take. Not enough to get the drop on him. There's Forest for the cover. Didn't swing on him, but they want to stack up together. J9O's been able to slip his way into a slightly better position, but as Vidiking gets one more, it leaves just J9O. Good take. Surprised the second player didn't swing on him, but they want to stack up together. It's a 2 versus 1.
Down some of the crouch holes.
And they want to...
They just waited patiently. I mean, it's a bit confusing seeing one of your own being taken down. We're going to a timeout of FaZe.
Let's have a listen in. Push that advantage, and it is a 2-1 in a round.
Yeah, they knew that he was going to be up there. He gave away his position as soon as he fired down some of the crouch holes.
Isso.
They just waited patiently. I mean, it's a bit confusing seeing one of your own being taken down.
É a mesma coisa, tipo, em cima de caçada sólida. Saca? Então eu preciso de pelo menos 2 caras varandas. E, sabe, você pode subir algo, tipo, você domina por baixo, ajuda o Cadência a dominar por baixo e tenta subir aqui.
Yeah, I have impacts, brought you hard zone. And then, yeah, you guys fucking, just be a menace first floor, try to like deny.
Where are we going right now?
T 1.0.
That's perfect.
OG.
OG Bobby.
OG
Yeah,
Bobby
I'm putting Glacier on, bro.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
good.
I'm putting the Diamond Skin on.
And that is the conversation heard on... Well, let's see if it's one that can go it. The crowd did their best to try to cheer their way over and get some life into the team, but 2-1 up and FaZe taking a very early conversation. You know, they know that this game is sort of slipping a little bit away. There's simple mistakes being pushed brilliantly here by the side of SSG. The juggling of utility was very well played. But think about how that comes together. It's the lack of knowledge of where the mute jammer is, how they've played that bit of gadgetry. And I was waiting for things like that to start happening in the crowd.
Seeing a couple of signs already just being held up, waiting to be shown.
I think the favorite sign I've ever seen at a major was at Charlotte. So I'm really hoping that this audience is going to start bringing in already brought in. I haven't been able to sort of look across as of yet. I think it was about Tim being bald, if I remember. I'll have to ask him. I'm sure he remembers it just as fondly as I do.
I mean, for a long time he had a ponytail, you know? He only got rid of it, you know, a couple months ago. Either way, SSG. Technical timeout of your opposing team just happened. And you might be like, okay, that's weird, that's early, you just won a round, why would you do that? But FaZe, they also know their defense is solid. They just want to make the difference here on the attack. They want to get 2 or 3 rounds in. If they do, they're happy. They know that they can win this map. They know they can win this series and push themselves on to top 4. And that might be why they called it this early on, even when they just won a round, just to make sure that they're working on this site. They've just seen everything. So now they can go back to it again. Boss Geonation isn't gifted anything yet. Benja is out there for some support. This time you see Exhibition completely abandoned, so there's going to be an opportunity for FaZe to take this for free.
Well, popping themselves, they're retreating Goyo and reinforcing off gold. They're not going to sit around and see what happens next because, well, they've had their time out. They want to try and press that pressure onto it and force FaZe to slow down once again, start making those little mistakes, missed drone outs once again. Here, now they have themselves control over Exhibition and Office, but a minute 20, and they've still got to try and clear themselves towards Geisha and across. They do not have any presence currently from the side of SSG in Terrace, in Shrine, and as you can see, they're going to start taking over that ground. It's the long watch here, though. Across the side, another pop of a Goyo, another pullback.
It's going to be a Nitro Cell down below from Benja. He's just going to be waiting for the call of his teammates. Hey, they're right above you now, and he's going to be launching that one up. So this gives away his position, though. They might be trying to go find him.
That's it, and he's hoping somebody drifts a bit too close. He's hoping all eyes are locked on the front fight. It's been missed moments in Cyber. Oh, he plays with danger, but he gets burned. There's the swing, there's the trade out, Vidiking, but a couple of steps too late, and it still means you lose the player on the knowledge you had. The break on towards gold, the narrow angles being played. The man goes out the breach, but it's watched. Handy was aware of Forest's tricks, and now with one C4 gone, it is just False. Gets one, gets dropped. We are all tied up.
This is exactly why FaZe wanted that timeout. They wanted to make sure that they're getting the most out of their attacking half, knowing it's the weaker side for both of these teams. If they manage to get 3, if they manage to get 4, they can basically already start thinking about their next game that could be coming through. Of course, they still have to lock it down. That's where they struggled last SI, when they were 6-1 up on the final map. And they couldn't get that final round. But they've learned, and they've just had that chat. They've seen every single side. They know exactly what can be brought. You know what I'm really looking forward to? Later stages, when the Brazilians again will be starting to shout down in the audience when they're up against any other team. Starting to think of Berlin back then.
It's already started.
It's already started, that's for sure.
If there are Brazilian fans in an audience, no matter how few or how many, you will know they are there.
There's
they are always brilliantly vocal.
Yeah.
2 apiece. SSG, that's no cause for alarm yet. They're going to keep their sight rotating. They obviously had a couple of moments there, the swing out the breach, and they expected to try and play some surprise, but FaZe were locked in last round. And what we might see this time from SSG is maybe a little bit more active awareness and shutting down the loose play. Think how many rooms, how much territory. I'm not going to say they handed to them. They sort of played that flirty game of away and pull back, away and pull back. But that's not really SSG's style usually. They are so dedicated to saying, no, I will stay here and I will kill you. And yeah, okay, last map it didn't really work, but time is of the confident to take as they take open the wall of Geisha. But look at this pace of FaZe. Before it was sort of juggling, dawdling, slow and steady, and here they can't stop holding the shift key.
I mean, there was a lack of information before. They've seen everything now, so if they have the opportunity to start speeding things up, maybe that's also what SSG decided, you know? Like, okay, they know we're going to be doing a heavy hold, so we're just going to turtle it down. That's exactly what FaZe wanted. They got the control they needed. They got the freedom to play around, and as they clash right now, trying to put up some pressure, at least the Beast will keep them at bay. There's the air jump as well. It's going to be making sure he's not going to be walking out anymore in front of that window.
That's it. Space cleared, and they move on to the next task, the next job, and it's so fluid right now. And this is that position. Benja able to get some strike before, and Folks gets the first underneath against Cyber. A big location to take if you're in that 1 versus 1. Vidiking goes down as well. There he is, locked out by Ashin. The swing and the fight for Benja's to take. Souls does find Folks, but all this utility spent getting himself a second. 2 Candelas left and a kit recollected. Forest, that man advantage can just cleanse the playing field and just give clear comms, clear identity as to what needs to be done and where people need to go in a minute. And there's still the whole site to put the pressure on.
I mean, that's it. They're all back into the site. Still have the clash. Force on that clash going to be able to hold down one entire avenue of approach, meaning they have to go from a different direction. As Handy decides to do that from below, he gets some pings. It's not fully accurate though. Definitely have the opportunity to find one. He hears it, but misses the shots.
I mean, we've seen that attempted a lot, and it's very tough to succeed. Candelas scream their way across Dragon as he's trying to just get an inch of a body to shoot. Ashen gets caught by Handy from underneath, tried to contest the angle, but the Keybers are keeping Souls out. He only has 20 seconds to try and coordinate for the next kill. Forest, shield on back, wants to be gun up for a second. Make sure that they can get it, but Forest swinging his way. Souls taking round after round and moment after moment for FaZe.
A huge round. FaZe. They managed to just, like, there were 2 men down. They basically pushed in, no information, lost all those kills coming through, and yet they bring it back. And I think SSG did the right thing. They all went back towards the side to try to hold on there to make sure that one of the approaches was always covered.
There he is.
A massive round for FaZe. And that is definitely momentum's like changer out here. If there was anything still left in the SSG camps, they just lost all the wind in the sails. I mean, try and regain it now.
This split there might have been they just didn't really know where Souls was for a lot of that. You could see that there was the player underneath. Handy was making his position known. He was trying to shoot his way up and trying to get the bait. And at that point, when Forest is putting the shield on his back, trying to hold a gun angle, trying to hold a position, you know, they could have lent in. They could have maybe rotated Terrace. If they knew, they probably would have and pulled themselves into the 3 versus 1. Don't give them the verticality. The only reason Ashen wouldn't move out of that spot is because he believed, A, he'd either take the fight, the replay looked like he wasn't trying to, so B, he thought that they would get him. But that's that moment here, 3-2 FaZe. Have they done enough just here on this opening half to drive this series, or can SSG rally as they have done so many times before to keep themselves fighting here at SI 2025?
And in the 5 plays FaZe have shown on Skyscraper, they have a roughly 40% chance of winning their attacks. So that means that if they manage to get another one here, they're doing so much better than their average that they definitely have done enough. This is still a bit on the edge, though. A 4th round will be the difference maker.
Now this lineup to me screams a particular drive directly to the point itself. You've got the Bees to buy yourself the space. Vidiking of the shield that wants to just try and clear their way across the top potentially. And how aware are SSG of the incoming danger? Well, Vidiking is stopped and slowed. Agumine will keep them at bay just for a second as the light wall will give them a bit of wiggle room and the smoke gets them that extra couple feet. Benja gets Cyber. Again, Cyber gone early, but the eyes are on the site itself. All they want to do is get enough of a space here on the step in on A, swing the shield onto the back and plant, but as Faults find Souls, suddenly things have fell apart a bit. Great use of destruction on the previous wall, whether it was, or whatever it was, it's pulled its way out, and now at this point, missing the Twitch, missing the Dockerbee. They're having to go with plan B, but Handy, he's stepping in between a fight here. Does he know that he's going to be swamped from both sides? Well, I think it didn't really matter. The shield, he gets locked out. He said they've rallied before. On the site that they lost last time, they're looking like they're ready to tie things up here, Hap.
Important for SSG in their momentum. It's only up to KDS in a 1v5, not even that. They're flawless to end this half. As to the attack, they swap. And this is where the true test comes in for side of SSG. They're definitely going to be needing that crowd support on what is to come next. An even half, still decent, but I still think FaZe is finding themselves with a bit of an advantage out here, knowing that over the 5 maps, they've had a pretty consistent 60% defensive win rate.
We have less data on SSG, but they were 5 of 6 on their defenses when they were here last time. Things have gone away and data can change. They're still 40 on towards their attack. This is a different place to play, and the split of that is, as I said at the start of this, they have recent data on how things get pieced together here. They have recent knowledge. Someone said my mom loves Faults. great sign. And they have potentially a read. Whoa!
I didn't see that one.
3-3 though. It is all tied up. FaZe, 4 rounds. A standard skyscraper half separates them from continuing to lock in and lock towards that chance at redemption. SSG, same amount separates them from going home.
Now, FaZe have already used the tactical timeout. They've already done that talk. They wanted to make sure they made most out of the attack. SSG have kept on to theirs still, which means that if things are starting to go south, they can still go for it as Ashen drops first. Was being hot droned in, but Cyber doesn't care.
I mean, Ashen, for all his heroics on the previous map, for all the times he was sort of the last left alive fighting here, he's not really been able to get the same connection across it. Hot droned in and caught out, but they still have Forest on the shield. The drive they like to sort of make happen. And, well, there it is happening on the other side. A face clear and check. Over Exhibition, over Office, but FaZe, they've fallen back. They have that first engagement. They still have their setup ready to be stress tested. Benja's gone underneath and he's got a fight and they are stuck in the seating area. Benja has to win it, but he can't! The C4, he knows there's danger, but J90 just in time. Unfortunately, Fultz falls as well elsewhere. Just leaving J90 and Forest here on the first attack.
Defense of FaZe not really been tested. We saw a bunch of the entries just falling away, which means we have no idea on how our replay will play out. But there's still an opportunity here. Force and J90, they need to find 2 each. Impact slowing Force down, but there is fire, there's impacts, there's Kivas, there's so much at play. That slows him down as J90 is trying to put up some pressure engagement, but he gets shut down by Handy, and so does the last Cyber. And FaZe, they had an advantage going into the second half, and they're trying to expand on it.
If there was a time for the crowd to get loud for their hometown team, it is now. Where this is slowly falling away from them. Cyber with a clean first take. This trade and engagement. Again, it's just been looking great for FaZe. They're happy to step into these 1 versus 1s. They feel heated. There's more shots of Nath. Can't believe what he's seeing.
Not a good eye. Cyber's hiding the clash. He's going to be playing that on the balcony most likely as we go towards Exhibition. And the blitz is being removed as well by the set of Force. There's no shields around on the attack. They're definitely going to be struggling opening up that double wall. So I think we have to start looking at a geisha approach from the side of SSG. And then the question, of course, is how heavy will FaZe try and hold there? Currently, there's 1 or 2 players aimed in that direction.
Now Cyber on the roll of the clash.
So try and stall on the balcony.
Yeah, it's not always the role that Cyber's on, really. Obviously, they have a fair few juggled operators across the roster, but it gives him, I guess, a bit of protection from anyone swinging in behind. As I said, he sort of loves that minibar position anyway, and that's where you would kind of have your clash situated, going in and out and in and out, drawing attention there. And it's also Cyber, one of the only sort of kill record holders of 1,000. The first fight all comes either side. Do they know there's a bit of pressure on towards the bottom of the stair set itself? They move away. Fultz didn't quite feel fully confident, running and roaming his way in, hit by Ashen's stun as well, it seems like. And at that point, you don't really want to try and go for the swing. That's the clash, drawing that attention, as we know, but full focus pressure here.
They didn't actually manage to open up the wall on VIP. That was the goal there. They wanted to open it up from below, so the Bennett battery's gone. Used the stun, so he couldn't try and get it over with. But because Ashen was being challenged, kind of missed that one, which means that VIP stays close. There's literally no way in yet.
Now, on the other side of the map, whilst this is all going on, Vidiking is sitting pretty, and, well, J9O and Fault, I don't know if they've droned him. He's currently around the main stairs, and I think they're going to try and sneak up and get a bit of a pinch here on towards Vidiking. One on Geisha window, one coming up from the bottom of the stairs, and this is the opener. They're trying to get locked in, throwing either side, but he's able to get J9O and get out, and oh no! Another one of those plays called out, but Vidiking somehow fights his way out of the odds. Hello, Clash! Taking a bit of a risk there, but with 50 seconds left, wasting time.
Oh, that's it, they're just trying to waste all that time as there falls another Handy, drops, it's back to a 4-on-4, but they need to cover so much ground, and the Clash still out there slowing them down as Vidiking drops on the side of Germ.
30 seconds now, they have that man advantage, and Cyber on that shield is having to utilize his secondary gun. You probably don't really want to. At this point, it's when the shield becomes a bit of a problem, but look at the health. If he plays this well against KDS, baiting this moment, they know he's there, but he still gets one. He cannot get the second. Benja finds Soul's attention drawn, but Cyber locks it out. Just Ashen in another 1 versus 1. Look at his health though. He's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it. Can he find one? No!
Gets away with his life. But FaZe take the round, stalled enough time, able to strike back and not opening up VIP. A big pain there for the attack of SSG as they call a timeout now.
Push the Jones deep, see if there's an extension below.
Well,
no
let's listen in for those at home.
There's an extension. We're going to work our way across. On the across clear, use the map to get extra walls to get House, get Geisha. Try to open it up and then work our way slowly across. Try to just open the nest wall and just fucking pin them across like that. If it's fucking office side again, we're probably not going to try to ISO on that. If we do ISO, for whatever reason, Liam, you've got to go between the beams to actually get rid of that bandit charge. But I'd say fuck that, let's clear across from the beginning on that as well for the office.
Okay.
If site's kitchen, just make sure you double check. We can hit the fucking FEP tag. But if it's not there, don't force it. Again, you can just clear on these guys. Like we saw that last shot on skateboard. The biggest thing is we got to stay in sync here at the end of these rounds. We're not going to make a hero play against these dudes. And anything special on the defensive side. Striking.
I don't think we fuck with the shields either. They're bringing like hella collapse and shit. Like bring the util and we just do like ones.
Well, there's once again clear, calm direction from a team that, as I said at the start, mind and mentality matter. And they just need to try and get themselves all on that final page, that final swing round. They said, obviously, they're playing against the shield game. It's just not going to work. They've got the goo mines, they're bringing the Clash, they had the Toyo before. Focus on utility.
Yeah. Asher coming away with his life there, but it's the end. But what are they going to do with this? They've just gone that clear direction, okay? Don't mess with the shield, bring the utility forward. Let's see if we can get teamwork to basically take that out. And it's crucial they do, because time is starting to tick down. And they are going towards kitchen. Double check before they hit it. It's one of the calls that came through on the back of that timeout. I mean, they struggled to open up the walls in the previous round. This time, focus Geisha. Focus that top. And make sure that you give yourselves the advantage necessary and clear them out, because that's what they said. We can clear them out. You saw it in the last round. We need to play together. We need to coordinate. Cyber just heard that Claymore to go down.
Well, they've leaned into that game. They've got themselves the Twitch drone. They've got themselves all the heart breach you could possibly want, and they've got themselves somebody already running out of the building. Gonna try and play against the Selma, but Bolts kind of wants to fight Handy. It takes a little bit of damage, but not enough to slow them too much. It will just get opened. It bites some of the utility, but realizes I'm not going to contest that again.
Yeah.
The extra 20 seconds isn't worth my life.
I mean, they know that was going to fall that wall, but at least an extra Selma charge has now been used to open it up, leaving them with very little heart breach available to open up other stuff. Of course, they still have Hibana, which could be used. Question is, where do they want to go for it? Good spot on the Yokai, removed that early on. Good information denial now coming down as well, which means that FaZe is just going to be a little bit more blind about what's going to happen on that top floor.
Maybe the longest we've gone without an opening death or an opening engagement in a while. You can sort of see Handy is close to that line, but He's not been pushed out of this position yet. It's a vital one to take, and if they'd been able to get that kill, we'd probably see a different sort of approach shaping up here, but nothing is currently going into the favor. Foltz returns to the window to try and get the end of this long, prolonged sort of swing. The Keepers rebuilding on towards Karaoke window. There's Precious swinging around, and then back in on towards T-Room. FaZe, they're sort of stepping in, flirt with danger, pull back, and SSG, there's nothing that's being handed to them. They swing. Forest makes his move in towards Karaoke, in amongst his own smoke. Now, the second follow through. Corner to corner! J9O! Both dropped! Suddenly, the top floor is there. Oh no! There's 1 or 2 souls! A triple kill! No more as Benja at least stops the flow, but Cyber going for the jump on towards Benja!
A clean pre-fire coming through, and the calls of we can clear them out if we coordinate really coming in here. You saw they were working together, 4 people pushing the same route all at the same time. And they find the clean openings, they find 3. We almost had a bit of a hero play to come down from the likes of Souls, but they hang on, and they find themselves on 5-4. A round closer from equalizing this map, but they are still looking to push this to Lair, to map 3. Let's go Ashen, being shouted from the audience. And you see here is just such a clean clearance over that top floor. And then a bit of a whoopsie as they all start dropping the hatch, and 3 of them get taken down by Souls, but they win the round. That's what matters. That's what they're holding on to. Right after the timeout as well. Important. Benja. Beautiful pre-fire to come through. Also made me think that Cyber was trying to hold on for a bit longer, trying to buy this time, not opening up as soon as he saw the feet run by. But the pre-fire had him covered. So go up to Karaoke once more. This site wasn't tested at all by SSG the last time they attacked here.
They get themselves within a single round, but remember, only a single round keeps them off of series point. If they can level this up, if they can get themselves there, imagine the boon. At the start of this map, Fox, they called for them to sort of find some energy, get the blood flowing, become that team that we know you are. What is better than a comeback when you are floating around on death's door? Do they know about that Mozzie? That pest of Cyber! A freebie on Foltz! And a bit of daylight robbery as the thermite is gone.
Cyber not wanting to risk the jump out there, use this nitro cell just to be secure. And rightfully so. There's a thermite gone. It's the entry kill in their favor. And the diffuser needing to be recovered. That costs you about 10-15 seconds. Where a player is not going to be working on the side itself. And more importantly, you're still around to challenge as Handy actually drops.
Leveled things up, 4 apiece and damage on the drum, but remember how sticky this site can be, and everything wants to be as perfect as possible. They just have to sit and wait. The Goyos, as called before, slowing this approach. Both C4s have been at least loosed. One of them is still sat somewhere, ready to pop. As well as the danger here. They're trying to maybe activate that Goyo canister underneath, but at this point, Ashley was tempted to do it himself, so he knows he's not going to suffer it at the worst possible time. However, under a minute here. And they're finally putting the pressure on towards Geisha. Double down on the same angle. They're well aware the calls are coming through. They're pre-firing the angles they know, but look, FaZe, they're stepping themselves back up. They've sort of read this take, and there's the swing. Ashen gets Cyber, sees the legs, and there's the return freebie. Caught out from the swing on Karaoke. Vidiking pulls himself back. A 3 versus 2 versus 2. Doing all that he can, trying to get one more, and there's the drop and the finish. Vidiking popping up, causing problems, pulling back. J9O gets the kit, sees this. Huge kill, huge take and suffering 3 in a row to 2 to level.
That round was inches away from being lost due to Fina King's performance. But J9 knows stepping in when his team needs him most. 5-5. They win karaoke, we push on towards exhibition. Great swing onto Cyber there. Unfortunate that KDS has his feet out.
It's fated, right? We saw the death of Fultz at the start. Karma has a way of coming round. Five apiece at this point now, and well, SSG, can you bring us to map 3 on the map that you haven't played? They are hiding a clash.
Again.
Now, Cyber did play this clash last time round, but also look towards the other side, and for the conversations about let's not bring a shield, well, they've decided to opt back for it because maybe they believe the lineup has changed. It has. There's no goo mines. I think there was the read there by FaZe that, well, they're not playing the shield game. They're playing this utility gun game. And it's a great response, potentially by SSG. Of Forest saying, oh, they've moved off. They don't think I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it to them.
Stepping will be hurt, though, as soon as it just starts sprinting out. They're going to be aware of the fact that the Blitz or shield is on the board. I mean, with the bans that we've seen, it's only that or a few shield, and we don't really see that one anymore. As approached from below, needing to take control of the restaurant area first. Ashen might be the very first to take a bit of a fight as CyberZero stepped out for just a second out there to know that someone's going to be around this side of the map. They need to work together to find him once more. They did that perfectly in one of the previous rounds.
Well, a bit of damage done here, but not able to net the kill. The same problems before as Fina King is locked out by Benja. The shield screaming the pressure on. J90 finds Handy. They're starting to cook, starting to clear their way across. SSG starting to kind of covet these engagements. Cyber looking for the right place to be with a tricky operator to utilize a slightly different methodology to Forest, as Cyber is pretty confident with Zaps and Zaps alone. But they have to make sure that they don't give their back to an engagement and leave the 2 remaining players trapped and encircled, which seems to be happening. Forest takes a bit of damage. Souls, he is entirely surrounded, but the next break, the rotate, trying to get its way back around. It's KDS on the loose, KDS on the tear, but if he's too late, he's just too late at 4 versus 1. And at this point, they know where you are. They can just watch. He tried a big play, but Bold has only netted victims on his team. Ashen is obviously down. How aware they are, well, it doesn't really matter. SSG have locked down the site. 30 seconds, KDS is being offered nothing, and that might look like a heart shot into the wall. But at this point, as it gets ruined, points to prove. Forest is down. Will net that kill, but 5 seconds to get on that kit and then not let go. I think we're pretty confident in saying SSG, they find themselves on map point.
Incredible round to come through. Once again, isolate the players, take them down without too much hassle or a trait to come in. And the flank, I mean, it was being attempted, but it's just too late. The first missed shots as well. That basically just rang the alarm bell. Someone's behind us. It's a 2v5 on site. Let's just go. And they find themselves on map point, looking to push us through a third one towards Lair. Bench and J90 opening up perfectly. And then, well, good luck. We got launched out there.
I think it's the fairest way of putting it for Forest, obviously, statistically, throughout this tournament. Coming into this day, there were over 100 players ranked in the high 80s. But when they have their moments, There's a reason their team is still in this fight, and they are a big part of that. Their impact kills and the operators they bring to a team that loves to operate around them. It's not just your stats, but it's what you can offer the team itself. And here, a lifeline is what has been offered. I talked about it before as well a while ago, about the standout performances from SSG players, especially in the showdowns against FaZe. Then you look towards J9O, 12-5, Benja 12-7, and that's when you get the idea that they are starting to believe in themselves again in a way that was lost on the opening map. And a good portion of this, Forest underneath, going for the revenge kill, spraying through against them. They're on the chase, they want support, and well, there's the blind in the drop. There's another player coming in, but will they try and stick the fight? They're trying to surround the shield, and Forest, he's up, he's out of there. He's hoping and holding out for now. There's Vertical that he needs to keep himself aware and away from. Hasn't been given the entire engagement. Cyber was the one that drifted close and fell away. And we have another bit of silence on the field.
Cyber in a crucial position. All he has to do is just hold tight. They're going to have to come in at some point. You're back in karaoke. They have to go up. As Fultz is exiting the building, Forrest is just holding inside a barbecue. He wants to push up the back stairs, but won't be doing that until they can clear out Vita King. That's going to be the focus here for SSG. They need to clear out Vita King. But KDS is there to support. He's going to be ready to go for a bit of a swing with the TCSG. He doesn't have a nitrous cell, but will he need it is the big question. If he can find a handle, one for the effort. And a potential second as well.
Well, Cyber gets Forest, the shield is gone, the pressure from behind is gone, and I mean, they're more than happy to keep going this round. Well, would it really be a FaZe versus SSG if we didn't see OT? J9O. He's had a great series and a great map so far, but greatness is built when stressed. And they're going to try and keep building here. Not done yet. If we find ourselves flipping around and flipping over, FaZe continuing their defense on Skyscraper.
Yeah.
But with even halves, who's to really say what is the favorite, especially when there hasn't really been massive consistency on who is winning what site on what half.
It's been quite literal trades back and forth, any given site. There's a go for the replay. Souls, beautiful flick. He's being chased by Forrest, but Forrest unable to get the gun up in time. He will eventually get that kill, but that's the most important kill. Finding Fultz there, make sure that Vita King could stay alive on the back stairs, which makes sure that the shield wasn't going to be able to make the push happen in the end. And that's 6-6. Overtime. FaZe still looking to close it out on the second map, their own. The pressure will rise.
I mean, the pressure is already rising. It's been so continual between these two teams. No love lost, but once again, SSG on the precipice of being knocked out of SI. They've got to try and get this locked in, secured. Again, the boon of being able to bounce back from one map down in towards taking your opponents. Cyber, how well can he do here? There's one and no! Fultz! He almost had two, but he ran out of bullets. Fultz gets that trade out, but the buck is gone.
Roni is not the best gun to go for that, but he finds Benja. And a big player in this game. I mean, Fultz, actually just everybody on SSG is just showing up. And the heart breach still around means that the opening will still be made on the side of Geisha. She's been placed down and not opening up right away. It's used for later. There's nothing there to stop them, so...
Oh no.
Can he make it through?
Yes.
Yes, he can.
Now, how do SSG react? Forrest is going to go for the same sort of clear he had before. They have the reveal of the shield position, but KDS, he's trying something similar. He's hoping his position has gone unchecked. There's a big soft wall and the drive behind it. If they can get the call on the Goyo canister, which they almost had there for a second, hold them there and pop the angle. Forrest did not take the bait, and he's about to find a fight on the side of the dragon statue. It's very scrappy. KDS massively hurt, but so is Fultz. They keep pushing on and on and on, and well, the Goyo canister does a fair bit of damage. There's the breach on the wall. Souls goes to Ashen on the main stairs. and they pull back for a second, but Forrest doesn't want to. Laying low, Handy finds Ashen. Oh, but it's Fultz and J9. Traded to another 1 versus 1. Handy versus Fultz, but look at the health. The fact that there is the goo mines in pocket here has to play with the plant. A lot of soft. Fultz goes to a slightly further away position. He's tucked and safe. He might secure it. So on towards what might be unknown. The Mute Jammer swing. Fultz has to play this perfectly. The slightest scratch is enough to knock him down.
We'll see the
Handy all the way up. Stops, waits. Fultz is patient. There's the pre-fire. There's the swing by Handy. The amount of health is the reason that was won. If Fultz had a little bit more, but there was nothing more he could have given. FaZe, 1 more round to secure this series. SSG fans, now is your time to get even louder.
Will things slip away? And we'll take FaZe. Will FaZe take the next round in the tournament? We start off with Cyber with a jump out, finding Benja. A big play from KDS, finding the blitz. And afterwards, Handy with the pre-fire as he spots the barrel to close it out.
Look at Handy's health.
Yeah. Literally 2 HP. That's the difference. It's do or die for Space Station. As they're onto the defense once more, Exhibition will be chosen. And FaZe, in their initial rounds, they really struggled getting into the building. Can you bring that back? Can you make sure that they don't really find safe footing inside Skyscraper?
Now, FaZe, what do they remember? From the opening half of this split, they started slow and they're gonna start slower. As Cyber can't even get himself up on the repeller. Revenge for the jump out of the last round, and this one has gone unpunished, uncontested. They lose the Candelas, they lose Ying, and they lose the man who defined and drove the first map. That does not mean FaZe are out. There was a lot of opening kills that have sort of found their way into the other team's favor by the end of it. And here, FaZe, they've proven that point time and time again. Forrest getting that early read. Said it enough, the Clash can be in a pretty good spot here, but how will they be utilized? You think back to that sort of 4 versus 2 round with the Clash. You think about when they've had the advantage and it's slipped away then as well. They know they've got to play it cautiously. The eyes on Exy and Office.
They want to take it directly. They just want to go for the side itself, not worry about anything else. If they find the very first, it could go that way.
Well, it's all coming up SSG, and he gets the shotgun towards VIP.
Down to the wire we go.
Showed up for you, you show up for them here when you need each other most. SSG not done yet. 1 more round. This time they've got to make it stick on their attack. We'll be finding ourselves going back towards Exhibition and Office FaZe. They have that 1 map advantage, but as we get into these games where it's scrappier, back and forth, the double kills and the triple on the cake. What do they need to change here to make it happen?
Well, there's no Clash for starters, which is going to be making life for SSG slightly easier. as we're about to get into that final round of this second map. SSG, will you bring it to 2-0? Big question. And how are you going to be approaching this? Do we see a wide approach? I mean, there's no clash. They've said it before. We can clear them out if we work together. They have that blitz. It's a crucial operator to use in shepherding. There's no time waste afterward if you look at it, which means if you manage to find those first 2 opening kills untraded, the round is yours.
That is what all eyes are on here. Forest back on the blitz, but not an immediate breakaway. There was big danger here, and Handy might be the one that's underneath it first. There it is, the quick breakaway, the fight to Handy, who's not away! On the Black Stairs! They have claimed their turf, and Vidaking is next, eyed from afar by Forest. How confident is he in holding this position? There's pressure on the windows, and Cyber for support. They try and swing in. Well, with the drones rolling on by, they're not gonna. Look at the positions, ready to catch on towards Shrine, ready to make sure any fleeing players are caught, and Benja, he's at the bottom of the stairs, and Cyber, he's on the next map.
3v5, the blitz still in play. Forest having the opportunity to clear out these last remaining roamers. They're trying to play off one another. As Vidaking is going a bit of a rotation.
He's gonna get caught out by Shrine, and no! He fights his way, and there's not an immediate response, but look at Forest go! Suddenly, they're off to the races, but that leaves KDS behind them. KDS now has a bit of open space to play in, and they've got to make sure that they do not forget about a man who was late to the party last time. Well, he's got to be there soon now. Their soul's gone. J9O in on the side. Forest cannot be stopped yet. Down on the stairs, in a Benja, and KDS swings all down to Benja. Once upon a time, SI's Boy Wonder here to try to keep SSG soaring. 50 seconds. Reading with the skeleton key, KDS. Shivers and splinters of damage, but not enough to knock him. FaZe holding out, holding on. Their positions are locked. They know time is of the precious essence. And the swing up the stairs, they're ready for a contact fight here. Benja's trying to bait it. The flash on one, the shot, oh no, FaZe Clan! They secure the 2-0 against SSG. A team that has played a marvelous tournament. One of the longest and deepest and most exciting runs we've had from a team across a year, but where NA succeeded earlier on in the day, unfortunately, against FaZe, longtime rivals, they have fallen here. FaZe, as we know, it's all love and respect between these two very talented rosters, but FaZe Clan are your winners.
KDS, a game late around before they were playing Exhibition, this time just in time, finds a massive 2 kills, and together they clutch out a 2v4 situation. And they go on to tomorrow. They fight, they challenge for the hammer.
Well, without further ado, let's throw it to Ian on the stage with KDS.
Now, I know we have a very disappointed crowd here, but can we please show some respect to FaZe Clan, ladies and gentlemen? That's what I'm talking about. KDS, you stood here at the very beginning, and you told Ashen that you were going to win 2-0. That's what you did.
Yes, we did it. It's easy, it's serious, so yeah, go home.
Go home, he says. Now, that second map. First off, let's address this crowd. This crowd is loud. Let me hear this crowd real quick. It's a loud crowd. And if anything, I would say that you're enjoying it.
Yes, yes. This is so fun to play with a different crowd like Brazil against our country, you know. So this is amazing, and thank you everyone to be here.
Now that second map was a lot more difficult than the first. How did you maintain and pull it together towards the end?
we just know how to play against them. So we continue to make our things and hopefully we win.
You know that tomorrow you play another North American team in Unwanted. Are you going to send them home as well?
Yeah, tomorrow Unwanted will be home and we are going to the grand finals in losers.
All right, good stuff, KDS. Congratulations and best of luck tomorrow. We'll be back very soon. See you then.
Welcome back, friends, and a lot of heartbreak here as SSG bow out of the invitational phase and the entirety of Brazil rejoicing. Hey, Raza Company might be out, but still, we got the hard hitter. It's a finalist from last year's invitational.
Yeah, we said it was going to be a close game, Milos, and that's exactly what it was. This map, Skyscraper, coming down all the way to the 15th round to a 4 versus 2, to a big fail clutch from Benja ultimately is the reason why we're not seeing a map 3. I will say, we thought it was going to be more centered around defensive dominant. Both teams, they were so good on their attacks, achieving a 3-3 split. But the big story of this game for me was moments, was late round clutches, with individual ability, with the ability to just win a round. We saw J9 do it, we saw Handy do it, we saw quite a few people do it inside of this game, and that was the big differentiating factor.
It was such an interesting skyscraper because you're right, most of the time you're able to slow teams down on defense, you're not giving too many kills, but both teams had their own unique and aggressive ways to be able to get into the site. And obviously we saw it from SSG side with Forest going balls to the wall with the blitz. And then obviously FaZe with them constantly riding around, and the confidence from FaZe, they really did feel like they were the better team. Even though SSG sometimes were in the driver's seat, it always looked like FaZe was constantly adapting to match what they were doing on defense. And aside from the big individual plays, there wasn't really too much from SSG side that was setting them apart. It was the big individual plays that got them that far. And unfortunately at the end, FaZe was just the better team.
When it came down to those team play elements, that's where FaZe were the better team. Like, you know, we'll talk about it, but the fact is, FaZe were getting most of the rounds done. They were controlling most of the rounds, and SSG were bringing some back from individual clutches. We saw J9 there, and that's what FaZe bring. They bring a big wall that's like, you've got to go and knock it down by being the better team, and SSG fell short on that today.
Brute forcing is not always something that you can apply as a tactic when playing against FaZe on the other side, because they are reactive armor incarnate here. 8-7, win all the way there, Fresh.
Yeah, all the way, 8-7, 15 rounds, and again, we mentioned J9 and Fultz again there, Fox. Both of them putting up big numbers.
I mean, they were the two players that were the veteran leaders of the group, and they've fallen back. They've taken down that leadership role, and they were still doing so good for this whole tournament. I mean, SSG, I would definitely be proud of themselves just off of individual growth and performance. For FaZe, though, I mean, they really look like they're coming into themselves. They're looking like the FaZe that we saw at last Invitational. Hopefully, no choking going forward, because FaZe has been looking so good when they're able to just structure as a team and work through that teamwork.
Now we talk about the emotion. I love the trash talk between the two squads. Before the game started itself, there's some words that I personally will not be repeating, but ones at the end, you know, just go home, go home. Shushing them away, KDS. Obviously, this is not something that is a negative, like you're really being, showing animosity to your opponent. It's more of a, come on, get out of here.
I think both teams respect each other so much. That's why they engage in the trash talk. That's why they love it, you know, because both of the teams, and it's not just one individual, it's not just Ashen, it's not just Cyber, it's everybody.
I believe it was banter at first, but now that they've gone to this level,
they've got a rivalry now.
Yeah, now it's a rivalry. There's a mutual respect that they both know that both teams could beat each other on any given day. It's not just one-sided, and I mean, hopefully it goes on for many years to come.
Just means we have to look out for the next one. However, let's relive that final round together. A 4v2, SSG and the Helmsmen, and then, well,
I mean, this was such a situation where it just goes to show Force's shield playstyle of the hyper-aggression. It's so different from the way that FaZe uses the shield, but it is a double-edged sword because, yes, the shield was pivotal on getting that entry kill, rushing into the site. I mean, we saw him run all the way into the site, but once they got that 4-2 man advantage, Force jumped over the balcony, abandoning the site, and instantly allowed FaZe to just be able to retake. And I don't think SSG anticipated where both players were going to be, and it just goes to show how fast everything can turn if you're not 100% sticking to the teamwork. And that's why FaZe was just the better team in that round, because they knew, even though we're man down, if we just play this 2v4 properly, play together, and then at the end, that 2v1 stacked up on the red stairs, there was no way they were losing that.
Forrest on those shields is like, it's his greatest strength is the fact that he's got so much confidence on those shields. Doesn't matter whether his team's down, whether the whole Invitational as it was in that round is on the line. He'll go, he'll make those confident plays. It then becomes the biggest weakness when he continues making those confident plays in that 4v2. And, you know, it wasn't just Forrest as to why they lost that 4v2, but he was a big reason for it.
Our final segment is something for all of us to learn for our own games. The detail brought to you by Blacklight, our sponsor for the Invitational. What do you got lined up for us?
So this is going to be a shield play again. This is actually going to be Forrest and Ashen. Now, note that they're in a 2v1 against a gun. So first and foremost, they're going to try and set themselves up for a plan. They realize that actually low HP, holding with a pistol to, you know, to hold a 1v1 engagement against a gun is not a good idea. So they pull off the plant, Forrest and Ashen, the coordination together, they then push systematically until the defender has no more room left in the map. He's physically inside a bakery, nowhere else he can go, and then they push at exactly the same time to secure the kill on a crossfire. The detail there is that in ranked, that probably would not happen. Professional players, they changed their win condition like that on a dime, and they went and won the round. It was a very, very smart decision.
It was great communication to be able to identify that win condition. I mean, that'd be a terrifying situation. Two shields deciding to just full sprint at you. You're not winning that. You're not getting away from both shields.
I'm sorry, I abandoned match if that's what's happening at the end of the round. Two shields coming right at you. I nope out of there. Anyways, that's why I'm not the one playing on stage, right? Anyways, our schedule for today, and of course our bracket of how our match has gone through. We've already gone through 2 of those 3 matches. We still have one more coming up later. Again, a reminder, FaZe 2-0 versus SSG. Unwanted taking out Raza Company Academy 2-0, which means FaZe and Unwanted will play against one another tomorrow in our first matchup of the day. However, the one we've all been waiting for, a grand final in the upper bracket already. I think we're gonna get spoiled by this one. BDS versus Furia. What a matchup we look forward to.
I can't wait for it. Every time I've seen the core of these two teams go up against each other, it is so good, Milos. We've got it in the upper bracket final. There's a real chance we see it again in the grand final, and I cannot wait for these two teams.
I mean, every single one of these games so far has been so exciting, and obviously that game is the one with the 2 arguably best teams at the tournament. So I'm excited to see what they have to show, and then one of those teams inevitably has to go down to that loser's bracket. So that's the scary part.
It's going to be tough regardless of what happens there. But gentlemen, that is a game for a bit later on today. Now, the Invitational is, of course, not just about the esport. It's also about the game, the updates, and the community, and those that make this game as incredible as it is. Every single year, 4 people are given that thank you from all of us, from the developers in Montreal. It's time for commendations.
It is indeed, Milos. Thank you very much. Of course, there are so many things that make Rainbow Six esports truly special. And over the years, we've highlighted the people both in front of camera and behind it that make all of this possible. One of my favorite parts about a Six Invitational weekend is the commendations. And the first one is truly special. Welcome to your first commendee.
Hello. Oh, John Ubisoft. Hello. How are you? No, I don't speak French. What? A commendation for me. Thank you. Okay. Where do you need me? Right, and you hung up. Wow. Why did he call me here? I live in Leeds.
I started playing video games at a very young age, and I was like 2, maybe even that, and my uncle gave me a Game Boy. And there's a hilarious photo that goes around in my family group chats of the moment my life changed. And it's me sat there with this Game Boy, and then since then, games have just been a part of me. And I came up in the era when games definitely weren't cool, and you were very much bullied for playing them, but I loved playing games. There was always a possibility of anything in video games. My passion for Rainbow Six comes from its creativity. There's no limit to what you can do and to where you can sort of get to, and I adore that.
If you go look in the big building, this is where I live. You said that you've been playing for a long time. Yeah. I would love to know why. That moment when an idea or a play works, from the top level to replicating a pro's play to just trying something stupid in a 1 versus 2 clutch that works, is just unbeatable. You can do whatever you want in it, and why would you not love that?
I think everybody has an idea or an expectation of what a caster is or a caster does, and everyone's got their favorite thing, but you can listen to whether it's just like catchphrases, whether some people are more serious or more upbeat or jovial, whether some people have stylistic differences, they like to hit everything, or they like to be a little bit slower and a little bit more paced and build and build and build and build. And you can do anything, because your job is to translate the excitement that you feel and what is happening in the game, and there is no one way of doing that.
That goes over here to our little spot on the other side. We've got our own little separate iceberg. And good afternoon, Charlotte.
You need to press your button. Oh.
They can do better.
Oh, you can definitely do better. NA, bring the noise!
We've got quite a fun job, it's fair to say. Yeah. But what is it about casting for you that's the most fun?
I think it's being able to translate joy. My voice is going from all the screaming that we wanted from that. And yes, we are ready.
It all comes from our excitement, right? We look towards what is the most exciting thing, and joy has never changed, has always been there. Hi, welcome to a music studio, a rehearsal room. Music, it's something where you can just put yourself out there. There's no limitations to it, there's no language barriers, and a lot of it is just how it feels, and it hits you in like your chest. There's no bad feeling. There's a rhythm to things where it's a flow, and I think from casting it's a very similar perspective. The way that you can sort of pick up the rhythm and the enjoyment, that comes from a base level, and the crowd is that, because Siege is community. Everybody shares that excitement, and you feel all of that in a room, because you're all locked on to the result. You cheer and you scream and you cry and you rise and you fall as one. It's electric inside of Arena. There's no feeling like it, and there is nothing I want to do more than grab that electricity. I started my journey into esports sort of not publicly out. I was going through the process because it's a very long process in the UK, but I wasn't publicly out. And I realized when I signed my Tier 1 contract, I'd done my first major, and I was sort of building up to it. I was like, there's nobody like me in any of this, in any of the esports titles, in any of the Tier 1 stuff. And I was like, I have to be honest about representation, and I can't sort of back down. And it was terrifying. I don't think anyone gets into it with the idea of, I'm gonna be representation. Nobody thinks like that. But until there is more people like me up on the top stages of esports, casting, hosting, whatever, I have to be here. I'm lucky, I say with tears in my eyes. I get to travel the world with a game that I love, and I get to tell them that there are so many people like them. Having people share how much we all mean to each other, for people like me, that's what it's about. That's it. It's about shared love.
Fluke has been like an absolute pillar for me in my own growth. Obviously, I'm a queer woman. I don't shy away from that, but the reason why I don't shy away from that is because of people like Fluke.
She really wants to make the best thing she can, no matter what it is.
Emmy is one of the most creative people I've ever met in my entire life.
Like, extremely creative.
Oh, she absolutely brings chaos to the community and bringing such infectious energy to the whole place.
She is basically a goddess descended from the heavens to bring such a beautiful light to this community.
Emmy brings an incredible amount of energy, positivity, a lightness. She's just herself, and who she is wonderful.
I'm loud, I'm very chaotic, but letting them into the chaos of my world, if they're having a good time and they're enjoying themselves and they're laughing, then I've done good. And I love that feeling.
talking, I'd just like to let you soak this up, you know? But I will start off by asking, 2018, when you first started waxing lyrical over this game that you love so much, and let's be honest, you do wax lyrical. You are almost a rapper when it comes to the way that you cast this game. But all those years ago, could you have ever imagined this moment here and now?
Not in a million years. No, I remember sitting on my sofa at home watching like Parker and stuff cast Paris. I sent Milos a DM before I got into casting being like, hey, you've inspired me. I'm a community caster now. He left me on red for like a year and a half. And then when I did my first big show, he was like, oh, hi. But no, it's beyond words.
And in that time, since then, over those years, a lot has changed for you, both professionally and personally. And you, yeah, and we saw it in the video there. You have just become such a pillar and an inspiration for such a vast community. What does that mean to you?
Everything. This is the bit where I'm going to cry again. I couldn't do what I do without all the love and support of the community, of all the people I get to work with. But of all the people I get to meet as well, I'm very lucky I get to travel around the world and talk to people, you know, at a time when sort of our community in esports on the greater picture is under a lot of pressure, to remind people that there is love out there and that there is understanding, and that is always gonna sort of win over malice or anything like that, and we're not going anywhere, baby.
Very well said. Now, I do want to shine a spotlight on you professionally. We've talked about community, but you are a phenomenal caster, am I right? How would you describe your style?
For the longest time I had in my bio chaotic loud, and I think that's kind of like that. I love screaming, and I found a way to make money doing it, you know?
Well, long may it continue. Look, I want to give you the floor here. Is there anybody you want to thank? Is there anything that you haven't said yet that you'd like to say? The floor is yours, Emmy.
I want to thank everybody here, first of all. Thank you for coming out, and then everybody here in all the other places I've been able to from the community. Everyone that we work with, all of the people that support us behind the scenes, my colleagues who are all lovely, you know, my family as well, who I think are watching this at like 3 in the morning somewhere, like, I assume cheering, I don't know. And my friends, my partner, everybody is just, thank you everybody for allowing me to be me more than anything.
A thoroughly deserved moment under the spotlight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Emmy! Thank you so much, Emmy. Thank you. I want you to stay here.
Oh, yeah.
Just while I wrap this up and go to the break, because you deserve to be on this stage.
Aww.
So, after the break, it is Valentine's Day. We've got another Valentine's Day surprise coming your way. And, of course, BDS versus Furia is coming up soon. But one more time for Emmy!
Welcome back, everybody, and congratulations one more time to our dear friend Emmy for the commendation, her first one here at SI 25. What an inspiration she is to all of us, bringing so much light and beauty into our lives. However, we have to move on to our next piece, our next matchup. But before that, it's of course Valentine's Day, right? We're still in the celebration. My God, Fresh is really living it up like this. We have to talk about it, right? Beast Coast, M80, changes that happened in between. Some players got picked off here and there. There's a bit of history that gets played out in between. Do you think there'd be a bit of tension if we put a few of those players in one room?
I think love would be in the air at that point. I don't think there's going to be too much tension. I think there's going to be excitement.
We lock the door?
There's certainly going to be an energy pitch.
I'm very much looking forward to it. You know what? We have just that. Hot Gold and Gunner go on a Valentine's Day.
Who's my date? If I had to choose one person in the league to be my date, well, there's no girls playing in the league, so the most girly out of the guys got to be Gunner, you know, so I'd choose him. Fucking asshole. I had a feeling.
Comfortably close.
Cute looking guy, you know, a little dreamy.
Where would you say our relationship is right now?
I'd say it's not really going the best. You know, we're in that break period, taking a break. I think we're working through some things. Which one of us do you think is the biggest romantic?
I mean, I would say me. Like, I planned a secret date. I bought, you know, candles for us, some rose petals because I know that's what you like. Little heart-shaped plate. Just gonna cook us up a meal later. If you had to order me some food, what would you order me?
Well, I know you're a pretty, you know, artsy guy. I'd probably get some super fancy sushi. It's from Salt. I don't remember the name. Saltfish.
Sugarfish.
Sugarfish. There you go. Sugarfish.
Mm-hmm. I would order you Chili's. I would get you a triple dipper and some sliders and a Coke. Man, a Diet Coke. Do you miss me?
No, I feel like I'm getting quite enough of you right now, so.
Who's picking up the check?
He is.
He makes money. I'm jobless.
You own a home. I don't. You have money.
Love is absolutely in the air between Gunner, Hot and Cold. Of course, the squad that made it all through Manchester and gave us so many memories. And, you know, maybe they're on different kind of sides of that coin now. But
definitely.
Hey, one of them is deeper in the tournament than the other. That is for sure. But, gents, we have to talk about it. I think it's time. Let's open Pandora's box. Our next and final matchup of the day, BDS versus Furia. The game everybody's been looking forward to. And my God, are we looking up for this. Furia, of course, won the Invitational last year in Brazil under W7M, that old banner. BDS on the other side, never an Invitational, a singular major. Yeah, AWC, sure, but Manchester, but Montreal, they couldn't cut it.
No, Six Invitational is the one that you want, Milosh. Like we say, the Six Invitational is the whole reason that BDS started this rebuild, right, lads? Yeah. They didn't qualify last year, and they went, we need to make a change. We need to improve this team because we're at our ceiling. Despite the fact that we won the Untripping Major not too long previous to that, they decided that change was to go English-speaking, full international.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, they have been looking dominant so far. They're dominant in their region. They're dominant in another region outside of the SI where they need to be. And I actually have a graphic to show that, to look forward to what we can possibly see. Obviously, this is their entire SI run throughout history, fourth back in 2020, and seeing them here in 2025, they are currently sitting at top 4. One more game, they are rewriting history already, and they will put themselves one step closer of getting a world championship title underneath their belt.
And you know what's crazy? Looking at this timeline, you're looking through and you're thinking, certainly, at least from 2022, 2023, you're expecting BDS to be big.
Absolutely.
You're not expecting them to miss out on 2024 at all. I'm honestly surprised we've not seen this organization and the core of this team win an SI. The fact that they've already matched their highest ever result in 2020 is already phenomenal, but that's not going to satisfy them.
If anything, they've been consistent throughout this entire past year, making it the final.
They absolutely have been consistent. It just, reiterates what you were just talking about, how well this team is, the rebuild and everything that they've done. I mean, again, it's been nothing but consistent.
Wow.
This is all of the majors and currently in with SI 2025. Where do you even start with this team? They are literally on par with one another from every single event, and the event's not even finished yet. They could skyrocket and propel past themselves through Montreal and Manchester, but so far, through and through, they have shown nothing but sheer consistency.
So you're telling me the Manchester Major, the Montreal Major, and the SI this year, the 3 biggest S-tier events,
yes,
they're basically consistent across every single one of them, in every metric.
Every single one. Literally every single one.
And I will say, consistency is key because Manchester and Montreal start with M. You might think, oh, Boston. Well, it's Boston, Massachusetts. Guess that.
That's true.
That's a triple whammy.
I mean, again, this is what you want from a team. This is what you want, especially from a rebuild, to continue to find that success where they have came second in these past 2 majors. Where can they get it done here? I definitely think they can.
On the other side, consistency is also correct.
Yes.
Consistently not making it to Aventus Furia on the other side. After lifting the trophy in Brazil, the 6-1 comeback against FaZe Clan in one of the greatest games in the history of Rainbow Six. They were nowhere to be found in the previous season until now.
You are absolutely right. They were nowhere to be found. But the fact of the matter is that you can't take anything away from this team. They are still the 5 best players currently in the entire world. They are the current defending world champions that and honestly, they're no slouch. Like we talked about, they lost that game to Keg. Everyone wrote them off. They said this isn't going to be Furia's year.
Yeah.
They're going to lose out. They might go out in groups. That is exactly what didn't happen. They just skyrocketed and were speed running teams, and they currently have 3 players in the top rated spot so far here at SI.
People have been sleeping on Furia so much across the year. Yes, the meta wasn't particularly great for them. Yes, they had a drop-off. Obviously, they were at the top. They were everybody's cup final when they were coming up against them. Of course, there was going to be some kind of drop-off. You can't win every event, but they still have so much quality.
I mean, they have been sleeping for the majority of that year, and yet here, we're seeing something completely different. Now, one player I'd like to highlight is Herds in this case, stepping up to the plate when it is necessary, and we've seen it both Phase 1 and 2 at the Invitational. But the main stage is a completely different beast here, gents.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the Herds that we've seen at this event is not particularly performing well at all whatsoever. SI 2024, EPS 107 plus KD 49, absolutely incredible. This 6 Invitational, not so hot. He's been overshadowed by KZ. He's been overshadowed by Felipox. He's been overshadowed by JV. What I will say, though, is Herds has such a risk appetite way of playing. When you're in the main stage, when you need those moments to happen, he's going to be the one to be making those plays.
But what I will say is they still have 4 of the other best players in the world.
Yes.
And when you think of the meta that they played then versus now, it's not as aggressive and as in your face what it was back then, which is why Herds would thrive there. But they are still finding success. They are still here 1 game away from making a grand final. So you can't eliminate anyone from this roster from even having a poor performance.
Remember, coming into SI 25, the biggest question for Furia or surrounding Furia was how do they deal with so-called shield merchants, right?
Yeah.
What happens when your opponent will only run shields and you just constantly are oppressed by a Blackbeard, by a Monty, by a Blitz, no matter what it could be. And they prove that they can do it and they can dish it out on the other side once they swap over to attack. But on the other end is BDS that have never shied away from running whatever is necessary to win. What happens there?
I mean, I think it's just a matter of understanding your opponent. That's the biggest thing. You have to find their strengths, you have to find their weaknesses, and just pick away at it, chip away at it as you can possibly go. And again, the shield meta, if you aren't going to adopt the shield meta, then you have to know to go against it. Whether you're bringing Capcans to slow it down, whether you're bringing Legions to slow it down. There are many different avenues that you can start with the approach and finish with a proper execute.
And shields are all about moving that front line and getting as close as possible to the other side. So what if we talked about said front line, Jack?
Well, the front line's going to be key in any game of Rainbow Six Siege. Your fraggers, your lurkers, anybody who's getting into as many gunfights as possible. These are probably the the two best front lines in the world. This is a front line whenever any team is going up against either of these teams, you're thinking, oh my god, I've got to play against Shaiko Leak if I can solo top. Or, oh my god, I've got to play against Herds, JV, and KZ. Now look at these stats. Obviously, BDS is slightly inferior, and that is despite the fact that Herds is actually having a weak tournament himself. But absolutely nuts. The stats that these three, for each of their teams, are putting out, it's going to be won by the, which collective of these three today can perform the best.
Absolutely, and you also have to take into account, Furia is doing this in far less rounds than what BDS is doing. So that alone makes it even scarier of a matchup for BDS, in my opinion, that Furia is having this performance at this late into the stage, where again, people were writing them off in the beginning, but they are looking just as dominant as they were last year as a team.
Now, BDS stumbled in the most important moments of our past year in tournaments, but what happens with our map bans and picks? Again, here in Rainbow Six Esports, we function on a 9-map pool. For our band up first, Jack, please take it away.
So BDS have three big maps in my mind. They have Chalet, they have Skyscraper, and they have Bank. Furia have banned none of them, choosing to ban away their permaban in labs and then Consulate as well. And that's absolutely crazy to me. They're going to allow BDS the pick of the litter when they get to their map pick. But they've actually picked Intercafe, which is a map they absolutely love. And BDS have been showing up a little bit on it in groups. They suffered a big loss against Dark.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great map for Furia, especially starting on that attack where they can kind of control the momentum. Like they are still going to get in your face. They're still going to make you work and take map control from you. So this is where I'm talking about with BDS needing to slow that aggression down from Fury and being able to just really pin that down, but then bang. I mean, again, this is perfect for BDS. I mean, this is such a good map for BDS. They have such a good general understanding of how to approach a site on this map, in particular, starting on that attacking half.
I'm so shocked that Furia have not banned this map. This is a big ego challenge. This is a big test to BDS. Big reminder, BDS in this 5 have never lost Bank. Never.
But this is what you have to keep in mind too. We're on main stage. If you are going to pull an ace out of your slave here, you are going to be pulling out the prep. You are going to pull it out here to gain that advantage. So looking, I mean, in a clubhouse to be the decider, I mean, I think we definitely can see a best of 3. Yeah. But still, for me, I think Furia want to get this done in a 2-0.
Every single time whenever these two teams meet on Clubhouse, I go back to it. I genuinely think these are two of the best Clubhouse team in the world, and they're never going to shy away from each other on that map as well. I honestly cannot wait. I honestly think we're going to go all 3 because, again, BDS have never lost Bank. That's the big one. Yeah. But if we get to that Clubhouse, wow.
Jack, Lax, I have never seen you two so giddy in quite a while.
It's a good matchup.
So let's put you on the chopping block. Cafe, who is taking that first map?
I'm going to have to say Furia, just with how well they've been performing so far throughout the group stages into phase 2, I have to go with Furia.
I also agree. I've denounced my
You're
EU
losing the EU card.
Wait, is that because you didn't get the Valentine's?
BDS is actually, yeah, I was left out by BDS. No, I genuinely think, like, Furia, obviously they pick a map for a reason. They are confident on it. We've seen BDS do have frailties on it. DZ showed us that inside the groups. They'll have played into that specifically.
I just want to say, it is a gamble to allow Bank to go through, so they need to get this Cafe to just allow them to breathe going into that Bank.
It's dangerous waters if they lose Cafe.
Thin margins for both of our squad. Thank you very much, Laxing and Fresh. That is our third and final matchup, Furia versus BDS. We'll take a quick break and lock it in.
Back it up, back it up. Let me take it back to the realness, feel this. Let me take it back to the realness, feel this. Let me take it back to the realness, feel this. Back it up, back it up. Let me take it back to the realness, feel this. Let me take it back to the realness, feel this. Let me take it back to the realness, feel this. Back to the back to the back to the back to the back.
Welcome back to the MGM Music Hall in Boston. It is the Six Invitational 2025, and we have got a hot crowd out here, right? It's only Friday. Now, this place is officially sold out. By the time Sunday rolls around and we get into grand final territory, this place is going to be rocking. But for now, it is our final series on this fine Friday. So let's bring out our two teams onto the stage, starting with Europe's last hope for a world championship here in Boston. It's BDS! We know how good they are. We know it. But they have to prove it here if they want to stand shoulder to shoulder with the greats. Can they do it? Battling in Boston for back to back. It's Furia! Looking to become the first ever five-man roster to raise the hammer twice in consecutive years. True history on the line for them here, and they've proven that they can do the impossible before. Philippox, and you come up here, and Likifat, come and join me as well. Just briefly, I know how intense this is. This is a little bit of a rivalry in itself. How are you feeling ahead of this one?
Feeling really good. Furia will be a good opponent, and it will be an extreme game for sure.
Philippox, I know that you were watching very recently the documentary that saw you do the impossible in Sao Paulo. Did that inspire you to do it all over again here in Boston?
Yeah, watching that made me feel so emotional. It was just amazing what we did last year. So it motivates us more to maybe do that again. And yeah, I'm just very hyped to play.
And for you, Likifat, it's a chance to make your own piece of history here.
Yes, it will be my dream if we manage to win all the game incoming.
All right, can we get a handshake? BDS versus Furia. Let's do it.
Hello, it's Likifat from Team BDS.
I'm Philippox and I'm from Furia.
Is Furia unstoppable? No, I mean they play boiling team, so it's not the boiling team they're going to play. We are Team BDS, so it will be easy for us.
Yeah, I really think we're going to beat BDS because we are the better team right now. I think we're the best team because we have 5 very good individual players.
The biggest weakness of Furia is us, because the last time during this Sport World Cup they lost to us and they were not in before, so yeah, it's us.
We have no weakness and everyone will know soon. Maybe one of BDS's weaknesses right now are their tactics. I think we are kind of better on this meta. We are really good on like almost every map.
I think the Furia season was a bit disappointing because after they won everything last year, we expect them to be one of the best teams in this year. But this is SI, so no excuse for them to not be on the top, and we are going to show them that they are not anymore on the top, and it's our turn.
We faced a lot of great opponents and we haven't dropped a map yet, so I don't think they're going to beat us. I think it's going to be a 2-0.
I think Furia got an easy time so far, but we are going to be the one to stop them.
Yes, I think we're going to be undefeated the whole tournament, not losing hopefully a single map since our debut, and getting our first hammer undefeated.
The hammer is coming on with us.
This is our destiny, will not be stopped.
Two giants of Siege ready to battle it out live in front of you watching at home and this crowd here in Boston. Let's do a quick check. Who's gonna take it? Will it be Furia? Will it be BDS? Will it be Furia? Or will it be BDS? All right, let's get into this one. Dez and Xenox are casting the action for this one.
Certainly excited for this one, Ian. A massive match, upper bracket final time, BDS, Furia. One of them, Dez, of course, has really had a lot of success in recent times, that being, of course, Furia, back on the old W7M roster days. For BDS, it feels like it's always been a little too close, too far for them. Multiple opportunities. You think of Manchester, you think of Montreal, both times falling short. Here is their opportunity, one step away from a grand final at Six Invitational.
Big thing for BDS is they're always in the conversation though, right? They might not go the full stretch, but at some point, your luck's got to twist. You give yourself enough shots on goal, you'll score at some point. And for BDS, they're fancying it to be this one, but I do worry just how good Furia have looked. They've largely gone under the radar, right? This is the thing, they lost to CAG at the start, and as the analyst there said, people kind of written them off and think, they're still not quite back yet. We didn't really see them perform last year, they're done. Since then, they have been unstoppable, topping nearly every stat there is to top. No one's catching up to them at this point. Entry is the most impressive for me. 61% entry rate is unheard of at a big international event like this. It could still come down now we're against the big teams. We've got the sharp end of things to play out. But I still think BDS have really got their work cut out for them.
They certainly have, because Furia have peaked at the right time. You know, kind of what you're touching on there, I can elaborate a little bit more, whereas this is a roster that when we concluded Six Invitational last year, that dynasty role was kind of given to them, that tag, and they couldn't quite then back it up going into 2024, the further events that were to come. But coming into this Six Invitational, as you said, under the radar, and outside of that opening match loss to CAG, which was quite a surprise, since then they've been pretty much flawless, and they're getting better and better as the tournament progresses. If they can make the grand final once again, with all of the experience that roster has, they will be a very difficult prospect to take down. For me, this feels like the best opportunity if you are a BDS. This is not the grand final, upper bracket final, but it's still, you can get yourself into that grand final today and avoid having to play tomorrow.
That's the real big thing for me, is you avoid the stress of having to play tomorrow. If you've got to play today, tomorrow, and then prep for a grand final, it's a lot that you've got to think about. So in their position, in both teams, you want to get this done here. You want to have tomorrow to watch the games, to prep, to analyze, to understand your opponent.
So let's get into this upper bracket final, shall we? The moment has certainly arrived for these two teams, as BDS and Furia are going to go head-to-head, and quite literally head-to-head on the predictions here between these two juggernaut rosters. A spot in the Six Invitational Grand Final is up for grabs.
Big question is, who walks away with it? Obviously, the only way to find out is getting into things. We'll speak more about these maps as we get in through the series. Cafe is going to be that first one that we launch into. For both teams, one of those maps that we were speaking about actually before we even came into the series, saying this could be a real tight one. It feels like a great map to start things off on. Both have had some real strong points. For example, BDS didn't drop a single defense on this map against Falcons. FaZe have had Furia, I've done this already too many times today. Furia have had a pretty good showing on it as well. So for both teams, it feels like a great place to start. Naturally, Furia are going to feel more confident though.
Yeah, they've also just got themselves out of the server temporarily just as we were about to kickstart. So I think we're going to be able to start getting into this one now. Upper bracket final, BDS and Furia. The winner will go into the Six Invitational Grand Final. So the moment has arrived. Haven't we been waiting for this upper bracket final? BDS so close to the ultimate glory. Something that they have been searching for some time. For Furia, that glory, they tasted success last year, winning that hammer. Another opportunity could present this year. Shall they make the grand final?
Also worth reminding again, blue team start on defense, therefore bans are currently flipped. Small visual bug we have with team names at the moment. So it was BDS that banned away the Blackbeard, because why the hell would BDS ban away Deimos away from Shaiiko? We know that it's his go-to operator. Nearly every single map they're playing at this competition, Deimos is being banned because we've seen what Shaiiko can do when he's given that operator. Also going to see Furia taking away the Valkyrie here. Blackbeard, of course, being taken away by BDS, and one shield being taken offline. Brede quite likes Monty, so you might see that coming out of points. And BDS going to close out the banning with the Mirror. Just make some real solid defensive points on this map. So screams to me if nothing else. You want to see them trying to be a little bit more fluid when they're on their attacking side of things. Xenox, but to begin with, it's BDS on the defense. Furia on the attack, and I think all eyes will fall to how this attacking half starts out. What kind of statement of intent are Fury going to make in these first few rounds to show that they deserve to win this map and make it into our grand final after the end of this series?
It's an interesting map as well. Cafe, when we were kind of in the green room looking at the potential maps that we may see in this upper bracket final, this was not one that necessarily we didn't expect. But we didn't really have it high on the list simply because it's a map that neither of these two have necessarily been able to play much in recent time. Only a 2-2 record when it comes to BDS and a 1-1 record when it comes to Furia. So it's certainly a case of not necessarily that these teams don't like this map, they just don't always get the opportunity to play it. For Furia, it's a map that actually gets banned away from them for a lot of their competitive play. So now they've got the opportunity and they go to it. They will be on attack first up. Of course, Cafe does lend itself to be rather defender-sided. So I am anticipating BDS to get off to a good start.
You're looking at stats for this map, I want to say earlier. And what was the number that you had for the basement site? Was the most defender-sided site in the game right now?
72%. It is actually the most defender-sided site in all maps.
Somewhere, Tim is crying tears of joy because for the longest time, teams would start up on Bar Cocktail. And he was saying, well, look at the stats across the world, and it is the worst site on this map, believe it or not. It's the hardest to defend, probably because there's not a whole lot of map to clear, whereas down in the basement, potentially you've got to work your way through all 3 floors, get lots of vertical destruction opened up before you can even think about hitting it. And I'm taking a look here at Furious Comp, right? I'm seeing the Buck on side, I'm seeing the Sledge on side, even to a degree the Jackal. They want to make use of vertical play here, which means getting in on that first floor, on the second floor, and starting to threaten the members of BDS who are playing downstairs. We have got the Mozzie at the minute running around up on this top floor, so keeping them busy for a while at least is going to be BDS. They don't want to give the map over away for free. Herd's going to be the first to fall down. We were speaking about him being a player we need to see step up today. At least in this first round, that is not going to be the case.
An incredible jump from BDS. They go full top floor here on the roam, which is meaning that Fury more time needs to be wasted. JB can't win the battle against Lucky Back and Solotov. So, 2-player advantage to begin for BDS. So far, a rather clean start. They'll be more than happy with that. Furia have to dig themselves out of a hole in the opening round. Never really even got going in this round.
No. It's been slow. And I think that's maybe the problem is they were trying to catch and isolate these players. It's why they've got the Jackal on side. They were looking for that Mozzie on the top floor, but Solotov remains elusive. Yes, he's being tracked out, but they've done a lot of damage. They've got rid of 2 kills. The Zofia is gone. The hard breach of the Ace has been removed. So things like Small Bakery, or sorry, Main Bakery aren't going to be so easy to open up anymore. The drops come on through, and they're going to try and force this one, but a C4 and smoke just rains on through, and there is nothing that Furia can do to save this one. KZ will do his very best. He might be the best player at the tournament here, Xenox, but I don't think he can bring down 4 players by himself.
No, I don't think so. Nor does he really need to. It's only the opening round, the best defensive side on Cafe as well. Gets rid of the drone, why not? But a great start for BDS, and the confidence for them to go on the full roam up above, full top floor, forced Furia into this little sandwich position where they tried to go a little bit towards that second floor. And when they did go up above, BDS had all of the answers as KZ obviously not going to give up on this round. You're not going to give up on any round the 6 Invitational, let alone an upper bracket final, but well positioned and well poised currently the BDS defenders as they are making sure they don't give him any kind of chance. There is no need to swing unless the kill is guaranteed, and it is by Brede, and BDS on the board in the upper bracket final. Hello, Tom.
In case you're wondering who's responsible for the many chants, if you do want to join in, and go and sit near Tom, and I'm sure he's got a good few lyrics for you to share. It's quite an intricate one before we got into things when Ian was trying to interview them on the stage. But I think for me, that was just the most solid round I think I've seen from BDS in a long while. And we've seen some good rounds this tournament, but everything was super disciplined and composed. From how long they were out on the roam for, the kill they were securing in a 2v1 on white stairs, to them falling back to playing 3-man crossfire onto bottom brown stairs there at the end of the round. They look damn good, and Furia look a little bit slow. I don't want to get too excited for BDS yet, because we saw what happened earlier on for Unwanted. The first 2 rounds of their map, they weren't really here. The team play wasn't quite clicking. They weren't playing for trades. It didn't look too fantastic for them. So it might just be for Furia. They need a few rounds to get settled into this one, and then you'll see a different team come online. Yep. The problem for them is they're on the attack of Cafe, and you can't really afford to let 3, 4, 5 rounds fall by the wayside.
It's only the opening round, Des.
It is, but if it builds into 2, 3, 4, then we've got a problem.
Yeah, well,
serious
just
problem.
Yet. Again, first floor on Cafe, best defensive site. So now we move upwards throughout Cafe, and this is when Furia can get a little bit more involved. BDS will be ready. Intriguing lineup when it does come to Furia, though. Certainly could indicate a bit of a fast play at some point in this round. You kind of mentioned they were a little bit slow in the previous one. They may look to pick up the pace here in the second round.
I think it's crazy. I mean, Dokkaebi and Lion by themselves are already impressive. We all remember the days of those two terrorizing our ranked games. We've also got the Grim on side with the Bees to make the execute itself a lot easier. The Amara was to be a little bit cheeky. Some players pick up the Amara, and it's not because they want to make use of that Gara hook. It's much more about the guns that are available to you and the flashes in back pocket. Here, though, it is being used and straight into hell immediately. They're pushing it aggressively here. Shaiiko shuts down KZ. Great first player to find, and now everything draws to a slow.
Yeah, I mean, this is Herd just being patient. He's pinned down. He needs a little bit more help, but eventually JV is going to make his way up Brown. Does not work, though. Still trades out 1-for-1 in that moment. Leaves us in a 3 versus 3. Of course, a lot of time still remaining in this round, and certainly Fury are looking to pick up the pace in this second round. Hasn't necessarily benefited them all that much, but it does open up the map now in a 3 versus 3, and it allows Nade to go and stick the plant inside of Mining, and it will be uncontested. BDS have allowed them to just walk into the site and get a free plant, and suddenly there's only now 40 seconds left in the post-plant for Leapox. Huge kill onto Solitop. Hurts watching Red Stairs perfectly. BDS have just suddenly gone to sleep. And Brede gets put to sleep, and Furia with an early attacking round.
I was really nervous when Furia went so fast there at about the 2:20 mark. 5 seconds more, you've got that first Dokkaebi call online. It makes the execute that much easier. But they saw a gap. They saw the two players that were isolated, pick them off, and then site was completely barren. There was no one on red anymore. There was no one playing around pillars. They got the kills they needed to open up a plant, and that's all that had to be said for it. Herds immediately is in the little chat, making Shaiiko aware of his presence. Good night, Shaiiko, he says. Was a good first couple of kills coming out from Herds. After that first round, he was dead very, very quickly without any real impact. But BDS now are probably very aware that Fury are here to play. They've gone from a very slow round to a very quick one. And now BDS will always be asking themselves, why did they do that again?
Well, that's the response that Fury probably needed. I don't necessarily think they absolutely must have won that round, but it's the way in which they got themselves into it. And admittedly, when it comes to Mining as well, if you do get rid of a lot of those defenders, it makes it so much harder on a rather split kind of site to, of course, cover both angles horizontally, let alone then also vertically. And I think that's why they were able to kind of just slip in through the defense, get themselves the easy plant, play the post plant rather comfortably. Furia on the board as well, 1-1 to begin the upper bracket final, and it will be almost a repeat as we head, of course, to Fireplace and Reading.
We've seen some really interesting bans against Fury on this map historically. Striker and Doc was one that they've seen throw far in this tournament. And you see those bans and you think, wait, surely their opponent's trolling. Who the hell bans away Doc for one, but Striker on the other? Fury actually one of the few teams where they've got Striker in one of their most played operator lists of the tournament because of the flexibility you get from this operator. Flashes being as powerful as they are, nades being, finding new use in a way. We've seen players on border especially tossing one on either side of a player. They can be sat on 90, and it's like if you go left, you're going to die because you haven't got time to get away from the nade. You go right, you're going to die because, again, no time to get away from the nade. You force through the rotate and you're picked off by a player that's there waiting for you. So you can use those nades really effectively, even if they are massively weakened compared to what they were when you used to be able to cook them and toss them skywards.
So Reading a Fireplace, expecting Furia will go top floor down clear. KZ can use those Candelas over towards Skylight. Whether that also Baby B, top Red Stairs, eventually Cocktail. You want to clear out this top floor, push BDS off of the verticality. Has already thrown out one of those Candelas. Of course, the defense from BDS up above.
His Army and Piano. It is such a nuisance to clear this operator out of this room. Because the number of places that you can pop down these keeper barriers, you can protect yourself from the window. If you're bringing in things like magnets as well, it can make it an even bigger nightmare. But when you stack it up with the Mutant and Mozzie to deny away information, you've got goo mines surrounding the room. It's so tough to get in there, and normally it's a room that you can't play inside of, and that's just why his Army is so powerful. Creating dynamic defenses where you want it.
Look at the time, Des, though. I mean, there's a minute 20, and they're still on the exterior. There's no real map control. Fury aren't pushing BDS back yet. Really, it's at this point, if BDS wanted to, they could look to forego Cocktail at this point. Candela's being overused as well towards White Corridor, so not then going to be able to use for executes or clearing out positions like Cocktail. I mean, right now, BDS are holding on really nicely until the push-up. Oh, Leapox! Double kill. White Stairs is his, and with that, the round may go the way of Furia because they find 3 very quick kills. BDS again, when it comes to these contact fights, they just don't look ready, Des.
And they don't have a clue what's going on to the left. A flawless round for Furia. And the thing is about that round for me, Xenox, it was slow for half, and then the last few seconds were lightning quick. The Candelas weren't to execute with, they were to force out areas of the map to push BDS back. And once they knew they were all on site, well, that backstab for Leapox coming up from bottom white, just so beautifully timed. And it feels across those last 2 rounds like BDS have been shot without retaliation more times than we'd like to count. Not quite aware of what's going on, being caught off guard. Furia in full control here on Cafe.
Well, that amazing start for BDS in the opening round has been short-lived. 2 attacking rounds found for Furia already. It is their map pick. But for me, the concern is these pushes. I mean, for Leapox, just no one watching White Stairs. You've got one inside that's completely caught off guard. The trade eventually tries to come through from top White, but he's quick with the reflexes because he understands he's going to get traded. And he's just come up from bot White, so it can only probably be from top. Quick reflex around, gets the kill, and 2 in a row for Furia here. A good way to start this upper bracket final for them.
I think what Furia have done so well is just soak attention, right? Draw BDS eyes upwards. When you've got Candelas coming in, you've got 2 or 3 players running around bar cocktail. Quite naturally, you're thinking, okay, they're taking top floor and they're clearing downwards. The last thing you expect when you're trying to defend down there is to have someone walk their way at White and completely cut off your retreat back towards site. And that's exactly what Leapox did, so BDS really have got to be super aware. You know, is all that we're seeing here true? Is there someone coming on a bit of a flank? Is there someone coming for a backstab? Because they will pay the price if they aren't showing Furia the respect they demand. We've seen that first quarter complete now, that 3-side rotation. Going to see the same 3 sides again, starting out down inside a kitchen. Furia have got a lot of tools here to do the job with once again. Those 2 vertical operators and Buck and the Sledge. The Capitao, excellent for executing with, and they managed to do it all without the ace last time. Here, Perds is still alive.
I kind of want to see BDS get a little bit more aggro in the early portion of these rounds. Furia are so good in the earlier portion of the round, so if you're not aggressive towards them, if you're not trying to take the fight to them, you could eventually then get pushed in later in the round, which is kind of what we're seeing. So for BDS, an opportunity back over towards Kitchen. Again, the best defensive site here on Cafe, let alone the whole game right now, at least at 6 Invitational. And so I guess if you did want to play a little bit back, you could, sure. But Furia so far have shown really, really good mechanical skill when they're pushing into deep positions. The BDS need to be far more alert for these attacks from Furia.
It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? I mean, Candelas are being thrown at your face and you're not playing on a ward, and it's like, well, do I stand here and hope they don't push me? It's just a bait. Or do I actually fall back and respect the Candela that's just gone off in front of me? That's the hard decision they're facing themselves in, and it just feels, again, like Furia are the ones in command as to how these rounds are being played out. They're dictating the tempo so far. Now finding themselves on side, getting rid of those Vulcan canisters, being popped out by the shot drones. And now they see the feet as well. We all have a little toe snap, but nothing to come off it. Leaking back put low, and KZ, well, his demon is Shaiko in this game because he's found him a good few times so far, Jake.
It's a good start for Shaiko as well with the opening kills of these rounds. That's something he struggled with at the tournament, but he's already found 2 to begin here on Cafe. Good sign for him, which means good signs for BDS. 60 seconds left in this 4th round. This almost already feels like a must-win for BDS. Battle towards Red Stairs, and Shaiko finds the header for Leapox. With that now, a very good advantage for BDS. Now he does get him through the floorboards. And just keeps hope alive for Furia in this round.
He's done a lot of the work there. He's got 2 kills, Shaiko, and that can be enough to see the shutout. They've no longer got the Capitao. There's no fire, there's no smoke. Things they need to get this plant down is now minimized to the Twitch's smoke nades. That's not going to be enough, I don't think, against BDS. Not least when there's a Warden on the other side with Solotov.
2 Nitro Cells, 4 impacts as well for BDS. They've got a lot of utility, but it means nothing if JB walks in, gets a free kill. Nitro avoided, still 1 more in the back pocket. There was 1 down, now out. That's hurt. 20 seconds, big kill nade. Suddenly, a 2 versus 2. Solodov gets the kill, gets the second one as well. They needed that one, BDS. It's early days, Des, but with 2 attacking rounds found in quick succession for Furia, that felt like a pivotal round for Team BDS.
It's crazy how even when Shaiko is managing to find 2 kills like that and really upset the balance of the round, give his team a massive advantage. It was a great response by Furia in the 2v1, by the way. But even with that, it still comes down to a 2 versus 2 that requires Solotov to hit 2 crazy headshots and see the round over the line. Furia are keeping it close no matter what BDS do on the other side. It really is staying neck and neck between the 2. Great stuff from both teams. It is that close game that we came to expect. My main nervousness lies around the fact this is the attacking half of Furia. They get going good here on this map, or in this half. Start to worry for BDS when it comes to the flip on the other side, because if they're not up to it in the same way Furia are on the attacking half, well, I just feel like that first match should definitely go the way of Furia.
Definitely can feel the patience from BDS in that round, but they also...
Hi.
How are you?
Halló Lúga, af hverju kemur þetta
Hver er fjandinn? Ég ætla ekki að hafa voice. Oh my god.
English, please.
English, please. Hello. I'm good. How are you? I'm just wondering why it has that I can hear the voice, like the text to voice, something. Oh. Let's see. Can you say something in chat? Hmm. Hvar er Arú? Arúni. Tökum bara allt. Hvað er þetta? Hvernig fer maður eftir í Leitendóls? Er það bara það sem er eftir að kaupa? Er afslátt bara eitthvað? Nei. Hlýtur að vera bara bundles. Always forward. Cube all.
Phobos here. Carrie's Legion. You know your objectives. Go over and defend the area around the data compound. No surrender, only victory.
Er eitthvað? Þetta er örugglega best bara.
Take over and defend the highlighted area. Stop their breaching attempt.
Oh. Gott að hafa eitthvað sem er AFK.
foes gaining ground. Good work blocking. Maintain pressure. They can't breach as long as we're there. Looks like they're going to put up a fight after all. As long as we're around, in. They're hemorrhaging back up. Put them out of their misery. Two minutes and counting. Mission complete, Carrie's Legion. With Rainbow down, we move to the next phase of our plan. Phobos here. Carrie's Legion, you know your objectives. Take over and defend the area around the data compound. No surrender, only victory.
Afterkeers. Ja.
Take over and defend the highlighted area. Stop their breaching attempt.
Hello. How are you?
Looks like they're going to put up a fight after all.
What do you do for work? Nice.
Rainbow secured an entry point. Proceed to stage 2. Rainbow is in defensive
Where are you from?
position around our target. Break through their defensive position and get us our data.
Nice. Iceland.
Plan our hacking
Thank
device
you.
near the data servers and protect it while it completes the transfer. Kill any Rainbow specialist who tries to stop you.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one.
Hacking device secured.
Playing Rainbow Six Siege. Nice. Do you play? Easy. Ah, them. I'm okay.
minutes remaining.
Damn it. 1v1. Do you have Rebor? Oh.
Secure device.
Never played. Damn it. I play Region North. FIFA. Yes, basically. I like tactical games. Oh my god. Mm-hmm.
Seconds to go. Seconds left. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left.
Ah, thank you.
Secure our leader so we can finish the mission. We will not fail Deimos. They'll be distracted by the explosives. Time to pull the trigger and get Deimos back. Take out his escort. Wire deployed.
Oh my god. Oh, förlängde läget. Oh shit.
Razor wire up. Escort eliminated. Deimos is no longer in motion. Rainbow has Deimos.
Það grínast, það er enginn að skjóta þetta. Já, blessaður, Banna. Hvað segir? Þú varst að segja þetta aðan.
Hostages on the move. Target is no longer moving.
Þetta er ekki reynast. Eru þeir að fara að vinna þetta? Oh my god.
You lack the finishing touch I expect from a carry soldier. Do not fail me again.
Jaha. Það er aldeilis. Þrjú 110 pakka. Tveir svona pakkar. Og er Maradona vel bara að gekja þér eða? Það er bara bestur í heimi eða? Tap on. God. Ass og dökk. Ass og dökk. Let's go, let's go. Nei, ert að grínast. Fucking. Bara, ass, andri fjör, ass, bara, nei, oh my god, sko. Nei. Hello. Ok, það er bara engin með fucking Mike. What? Mikið hafa blakka þess að
We need to locate a bomb. drone has located a bomb.
Jöfusans kjaftaði. Hvað er hann að gera?
10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it. The diffuser is no longer in your possession. The diffuser is now secured.
CS enn að byrja. Já, við erum með það að byrja. Þetta er Rainbow, sko. Rainbow er náttúrulega miklu betra, sko. Hvernig komst hann bara upp á fucking fyllina hérna? Hvað hekka? Vitleysa? Nei, það er ekki vitleysa, sko.
Deployed shield on the window.
Það er greinlega.
Shield is ready.
Wow! Sælir.
Op 4 last stop standing.
Deploying drone. I've got the better idea.
Friendly last operator standing.
He has no C4. Stick of the long.
5 seconds left.
Oh.
You have been eliminated.
Næstu. Það eru kidsina alltaf. Þetta fekk hjarta slá aðeins ræðar. Böggandi gaur í þessu, bara að fara í hann, sko. Greinlega. En við tökum þetta.
We need to locate a bomb. Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
Þá fyrir við bara upp.
Insertion in 10 seconds. Insertion in 5 seconds. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Breaching.
Last operator standing.
Above you, above you, above you. Not well.
The diffuser is no longer.
He's above you.
We have been eliminated.
Hvað eru hinir görnir að gera í liðinu hérna? Jesus Christ. Nope, I don't play Fortnite.
We need to locate a bomb. Your drone has found a bomb. Seconds to go. 5 seconds to insertion. You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Setting up sequential breach. Reload!
Throwing Selma. Get ready for the breach.
Hvað eru þeir að gera hérna?
Bomb diffusion initiated. Protect the diffuser.
Cover me! Reloading!
Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
Loksins gerðu þeir eitthvað, já. Nei, ég ætla að vera Maestro. Líka bara tvö tímkili í þessu brandi, sko. Hvað er að þetta? Hvað liðið með, sko?
Protect the bombs.
Placing my evil eye. Data wire in position.
Æ, er það að grínast það? Oh my god.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds to insertion.
Hvað er það að gera?
Keep an eye out for Op 4 attempting to defuse your bomb.
My evil eye ready. Loading new magazine. Wall reinforced.
Op 4 has located a bomb. You know what to do.
Roof.
Boosters.
friendly remaining. Op 4,
Fantastic.
last operator standing.
Planting default.
Op 4 has deployed a diffuser. You need to destroy it. Located the diffuser. Destroy it. Bomb diffuser has been disabled. Mission successful. Secure the bombs.
Device primed. Keep an eye on door.
Be advised, Op 4 has found a bomb.
EDD primed. All reinforcements are deployed! EDD mounted. Let them come.
10 seconds left.
Stay clear.
Deploying it. 5 seconds and counting.
Doorway trapped.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
That will slow them.
Well secure!
Loading mag!
Friendly remaining. Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
Hvað shotgun drifur svona fucking langt maður? Ég skristur.
Protect the bombs. Bomb location compromised. Plan
Særi,
accordingly.
ég er dúttin sem sagði við sinni að þú varst
10 seconds remaining.
Já.
5 seconds left. Bomb located by Op 4.
Já, ég man eftir því. Inside. Jesús Kristus. Já,
One friendly operator remaining. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Já, það var geggjað. Ég er búinn að vera að leita á einhverjum sem var að spila Siege og það var Ísland. Já. Það er akkurat ég spila Siege og ég tala íslensku. Spilað þú Siege? Já, þú spilaði Siege, eða ekki? Það hlýtur að vera, ef þú ert að leita einhverjum sem er að spila Siege, þá hlýtur að vera að spila, sko. Hvað rankast eftir því? Og þú ert á konsól, minni mig, eða ekki? Hvað rankast því?
Secure the bomb.
Evil eye on watching.
Let's go.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it. 10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to insertion.
Okay, nice.
Bomb located by Op 4.
Camera in position.
These are wide.
New camera feed up and running.
Nice.
Camera feed up and running.
Nice, vel gert. Hvað spilar mest að þurr? Ertu Ace? Ertu alltaf Ace? Oh my fucking god. Yeah, no, balcony.
One friendly operator
Oh my god. Hvaða ruggla þetta? 1432 klukkutíma. Sæli, það er vel gert með þetta. Ég er bara með eitthvað 700 klukkutíma í PC en örugglega eitthvað meira, 1000 í PlayStation eða eitthvað. Já. Það er rosalegt. Hvernig byrjar ég að spila?
We need to locate a bomb.
Ó, svo, já. Akkurat það sem ég er núna.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb. Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds to insertion. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it. The diffuser is no longer in your possession. The diffuser has been recovered.
Ah. Það fucking grínast maður.
One friendly operator remaining.
Já, flott, það eru bara að tappa þess. Úff.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
Hvað var þetta? Já, við getum alveg gert það. Nice. Hvað ætlar að gera á bölni? Engin veisla. Já. Wow. Right. Let me get Q better. Oh, Sentry. Já. Joinu. Eru við vinnir Ubisoft eða? Ok, whatever. Hann lánaði strik. Mann lánaði strik alveg svo TikTok. Cheeto. Hvaða mús er þetta? Það er rotta. Er það hérna þetta? Alright. Hello. Já. Sölvi. Dum, 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 dum.
Nei, sælir.
Blessaður. Ætlarðu að skella okkur í rand eða? Nei, nú skil ég ekki neitt. Kristján á TikTok og Sölvi á Kristján Sölvi. Ok. Make sense. Right. Nei. Hvað á þetta því að bara level 35? Þú kemst ekkert í rand. Varst ekki í Diamond eða? Var einhver önnur gátt eða?
Heyrið í mér eða?
Já.
Ok. Sko, þetta er einhver aðra aðgangur. Ég nenni ekkert að vera svo anskotast dæmið lobbysmaður. Þeir eru fokki mikli svettar, sko.
Já.
Svo góðir, sko. Svo pirrandi maður.
Það er vissinn.
Já. Hvað að fara í?
Ég geti farið í þetta Assaulton Hereford eða?
Já, já.
Þú er að byrja það sko, þú veist kongurinn.
Ha?
Þú veist partylítir sko.
Já, ok. Bokk! Svona.
Já, ég held að...
Hún er að fara í þetta Assaulton.
Hvað er það?
The fuck?
Around our breaching point.
Hvað ert þú PC eða?
Já.
Classified.
Rambo.
Good.
Okay.
What?
Can you shut up, please? Thank you.
That's pretty rude. I would appreciate if you use a different tone of voice.
Er þetta maður?
That's pretty rude. That's pretty rude.
Þetta lobby er crazy.
What race are you? I'm interested in calling you a slur.
Ég ætla að mjúkta alla maður. Fuck, pirrandi.
The fuck is laughing like Goofy? Oh, good. Tam, you're not in the...
Það er í gangi.
Call it what it is. No.
Já.
It is what it is.
Shut the fuck up, nigger.
Herðu! Það er aldeilis.
Okay, so you like men. Got it.
Fuck. Hvað er í gangi með það við?
No, now be a flashbang.
Flashing everyone.
What a shocker. There's kids around, so.
What?
Can I get a heal, Ying? Because I know you have some of the good stuff.
Oh my god. Akkur er þessi operator?
Let's go
Enemies have
classify.
entered the breaching area.
He's too good.
Oh my god. Hvað er í gangi? Veldi ekki mér svo Doc?
We're holding like next to Monty.
Yo, Monty, you want to ping? Hellfire, above.
Why are they just...
Varstu live á þriðjudeginum í fyrra dag?
Nei.
Ok, því við erum voru að gera svona challenge ef við myndum svona nákvæm streamer að spila við streamers.
I hate to say it, Classified, but it doesn't look like we're on the winning team anymore.
Viltu þegja maður? Shit. Ég er samt ekki að tala við þig sko. Dutta hann að vera eitthvað.
Working on that way
Side trade? Oh, just take sight. Walk in, Thunderbird. Thunderbird, walk in sight.
Changing mags.
Tell them what we can accomplish in 2 minutes.
Yeah, you have to hop in. Yeah. Be a man.
Ah.
Yeah. This Thunderbird just won't help us, bro. Oh, my fellow console buddy, why are you always 5, bro? What's up? Crazy. Yeah, you finally decided to do something. That's very proud of you. Yeah, GG's guys, GG.
To all surviving Rainbow personnel, evacuate.
Það var frábært.
What the hell?
Það er gott. Quick match, já.
Nei, ekki quick match, sko.
Og hvað er að fara í?
Það er það sama, sko.
Að stundum ég nota ég sko Zero og Ossa og Ram.
Jaha.
Og í defense þá nota ég Solis og Fenrir og Warden.
Já.
Phobos here. Carrie's Legion. You know your objectives. Take over and defend the area around the data compound. No surrender, only victory.
Carry Sentry og Carry Striker. Alright, er einhver minnur?
Seize the highlighted area and stop their breaching attempt. Shut them down.
Það er eitthvað í gangi með þessi settings sko. Ég gleymdi að breyta þeim út í að litli bróðir minn var að spila á þessu.
Já, ok. Oh my god.
Það var svo fucking skrítin á með default settings.
Okay.
Oh, big tasty. Nay. I subscribe to you. I have some amazing ideas for your channel team that I bet you'll definitely like. Yeah.
Rainbow is in defensive position around our target.
All
Break
right.
through the defensive position and get us our data.
Æ, 47.000 áhærandur. Það er svo fucking cool sko.
Shut up!
Hey, I'm enjoying my life while
Okay.
I'm a kid. You're a fucking
back to Fortnite,
adult,
kid.
bro.
Stop talking, play with
Go
Minecraft.
back Fortnite.
You know Roblox? Maybe that's your age.
Connect the hacking device to the servers and protect it while it completes the transfer.
Drone is ready to go.
Mun nú vera að spila á morgun eða?
Just.
Ég ekki að spila morgun.
Don't talk. Stop it. Get some help.
Ok, hvenær mun nú spila næst?
No, just.
Sunnudaginn líklegast.
Let the adults talk.
Hvað sagði ég náði þess ekki?
Sunnudaginn líklegast.
Ok. Ég þarf samt að hætta sko núna. Á, sjáumst við.
Já. Hvað þetta?
2 minutes left on the clock.
Nei. Er ekki hann inni eitthvað?
You're being tracked.
Right side, Manel, right side. Hard right.
Reload. Seconds left. Rainbow knows your location. Seconds left.
Hvað þetta? Það er bara 5 metri sko.
5 seconds to go.
Flott.
Secure our leaders so we can finish the mission. We will not fail Deimos.
Nei, hvað þetta?
Now we get Deimos back. Eliminate his escort. Target is on the move.
Hvað þetta?
Hostage is on the move. Deimos.
Já, þetta búið.
Rainbow has Deimos.
Hæ.
You lack the finishing touch I expect from a carry soldier.
Annað skiptið sem var Rainbow vinnur. Og ég tapa. Jesus Kristur. Já, ekki máli. Ég eitthvað sem er að hætta líka. Svo. Hvað er staðan?
Hey, just more tension building, that's all it is. For everyone involved, us, the players, the fans.
You can call it that if you want to.
Oh, I think I will.
It should be pretty quick for us to get back into things. It's one of them where, like you said, the energy comes back down again. It settles in the middle between the two teams again. It gets everyone reset and ready to go. But when you're at 5-5 and, you know, a couple of rounds can be the difference here between going to a map 3 or you being knocked down for lower bracket. There's still that level of tension that exists regardless.
Absolutely. And it's really now going to come down to who can be the better of the two teams coming out of what's, you know, ended up being a rather lengthy tech pause situation where you're kind of just sitting there with your thoughts. And once we get back into the server, then of course you can start to discuss things very, very quickly and just what everyone's been feeling and thinking over the last couple of minutes. Hopefully not too much longer until we can get back underway. It is 5-5 right now. Just again, a reminder in terms of the scores that we have. Second map, BDS did take the opening map, 7-3. On that rather convincingly. Furious looked a lot better here on Bank. But again, for me, because of the fact it's 5-5, you know, this is the thing, Des. If it was 2-2, whatever, doesn't really matter. You can get a round or two to get the cobwebs out and then you're back underway. But it's 5-5. We've now had a rather lengthy pause and you've got to get straight back into things, and the next round is just ever so crucial. I mean, you have to be sharp once we get back into the server. There is no time to moan about, oh, we've been sitting there for the last couple of minutes. Well, so is the other team. You're both in the same situation now. And it's about who can take the last few minutes and channel that energy that you've been building up individually into the server for this next round, which is so